today's video, we'll be starting off with $0, a truck, and the clothes on my back. The challenge is that I build my own farm completely from scratch. Will the locals around the town be able to help me out to help me succeed, or will I fail? Stay tuned to find out. And if you do enjoy content like this, please be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment always helps. Let's get after it. Well, so winter was I would say a very hard time. So we got done with doing some bales a couple months ago, right before the snow decided to come down. And we had to go through the entire winter with no house, and then we had to completely stop all sources of income for quite a while because we could not go through and get hay during the winter time, and we could also not go through and do anything else. I tried going through and getting some logs hauled off, but that did not work at all. Just the other day I went through and I decided to cut some of this hay down and get it put in windrows, and so that's what we're going to be working on today. And as you guys can see, it is now June, so it has been quite some time since we've been here working on the farm. Let's see here, this bale's getting ready to come out here. But anyway, like I was saying, so it has been some time. It's now June. We have $6,189, and that is up about $2,000 from some odd and end projects. And that is a big pile. Holy crap. Don't clog the baler. Let's go get over it. We'll just go over that twice. But now that we got that bale out, so this grass has been growing for some time. I haven't gotten around to getting it baled up yet, but we're gonna get this done for today. So right now our barley, I think we planted barley, I'm not too sure, it's been a while. Our barley field is ready to harvest, and we still do not have a combine or a harvester, anything to go through and get that harvested. We cannot let any of this hay go to waste. We gotta make sure that we get every little bit out of this field because we need it. But today's goal is to see if we can make enough money out of these bales that I'm going to be making right now, and see if we could be able to afford a combine harvester or something. Like I said, I have no idea what one is going for. It could go for as little as $6,000 is what we have right now in the bank, but then I also got to factor in like we need a header for it, and if I plan on doing some corn in the future, I'd have to get a corn header as well. But for right now, I think we can get away with just getting a regular sickle bar head. But for right now, we are moving along with this slow process of getting these bales out of here. And I don't know if this tractor has enough hydraulic power to kick these bales out, because this gate on the back of this baler is really going up and down really slow. So it's really taken quite a while to get all these bales done. But I'd say we're about a quarter of the way done with this field, and before long we will be done. And after we got the hay all baled up, we detached the baler and started heading to the field. And one by one, we started picking up all these bales, so that way we can get them sold and hopefully be able to afford that harvester that we so desperately need. And eventually, we got the final bale loaded up onto the truck, got the final bale strapped down, and got in our truck and started heading towards the bale sale point. And once we got the bales offloaded and sold, it was time to head back to the farm. Alright, let's get this old girl unloaded, and I'm gonna kind of just drive it off over here to the side of the field here real quick. Alright, so let's check it out. So we got a Gleaner L3. It's a late model Gleaner. This is made in like the 1970s, so we are not going with anything relatively new whatsoever. We do have a nice tailboard back here, as well as our slow moving vehicle. And honestly, we could like crap out a whole bale out the backside of this thing. But we got a 20-foot Gleaner head on here as well. And so this whole combination cost me, I think it was around $11,500. And then also I had a little extra money to spend, so that way we could transport our grain to the co-op and get that sold today as well. So I spent, I think it was around $950 to rent this Chevy C50 for today. We do have a dump bed on it to fit all our grain in. I think we could fit, I think it's like 7,000 liters. I don't know what that equates to in bushels. It's probably around like 5 to 700 bushels total. But we should be able to get most of this field in the combine before we even have to dump it in here. But let's go ahead and get ourselves cut into the field here, get this all opened up. I do have the straw swath on, so that way we can also double up on the amount of money that we're going to be making from this field. So with the straw swath, we should be able to get some straw bales out of this as well, get those sold to make a little bit of an extra income, because I don't know exactly how much money we're going to be making from all of this barley. But right now we are making a pretty decent yield. We are getting 185 bushels to the acre. It's going to go up, I think, relatively pretty good. We might be able to get around 186, hopefully, before we get this field done. Well, I almost made it to the end. Probably 20 feet away, but we got filled up really quick. Let's go ahead and get ourselves emptied out here inside of our grain truck. I don't know if I could... There we go. Right there. We got all of our headlands open up on this side and the far side of the field, and just this little bit right here to finish out the rest of the field. But now we can go through, and I'm going to probably go... I'll leave that little bit until later. But we're just going to cut through right here, actually. Seems like a good enough path to go down. But not bad for actually a like 1970s combine. I mean, it isn't that big of a field, so I'm not really too surprised. I guess we are able to get a decent amount of this done at a fast enough pace, which I'm not too worried about at all. So who said that old equipment can't run the days, or at least the old iron can't keep up with what we're doing right now? Now, also, one more thing before I get too far into this. So it is June right now currently, and so right now the barley is obviously getting harvested, is what we've been going on for right now. But we also do have time after we get this done for me to be able to hurry up and get some bales out of this field, and then also plant some soybeans that we'll be able to harvest this probably November, I would think, because I think it's one of the last months. No, I think I might be able to plant into July, but we'll see. But this might be one of the last months where I'm actually able to go through and get some soybeans planted. And if we get soybeans planted, that means that we also get another income for this year on top of the barley that we're already harvesting, the bales that we're going to get for straw, as well as I'm most likely going to get some more grass bales done, or hay bales actually, because I do have a tedder where I can go through and get some hay done, or where I can get the grass turned over and turn it into hay before I bale it. Because apparently to the game, when you just cut the grass and then bale it, it's not an actual hay bale, it's just grass. But it does give me a little bit more money on top of just regular bales. But I do need to hurry up and get this field done. It's already 10:41. I'm burning daylight and I still got a lot of work to do. Alright, the last little bit of the barley is now inside of our grain truck here real quick, so let's get this pipe folded back, just like that. And we'll get the combine powered down here real quick, and let's get inside of our grain truck. So right now in the grain truck we have 355 bushels on the dot. That's about 88% full. And right now, so before we were sitting around roughly 4,600 and some dollars. Now we are at 21,045. All right, last little bit of grain is just now emptying in. Just now leaving the co-op, and we made $7,624 on that little bit of grain that we had left over. The field is now complete, and now our final total for right now anyway is $28,387. But we're not done yet, so let's get heading back to the field because we still got a lot of work to do. So now that we got all the grain delivered and we got everything kind of parked over alongside of the field over there in our little, I guess, grass path, or patch, whatever you want to call it, where our equipment kind of is just resting for right now. I do eventually need to get that grain truck taken back so that way I don't have to pay extra for renting it. But here in any second now, we should get a bale coming out of the back of here. It would be our, I think, our second straw bale. The first straw bale. We haven't had one yet. For some reason, the first one I dropped out was a grass bale. I don't know why. But there we go. First straw bale is on the ground. I'm really excited to see what the future is going to bring for this farm. We are growing at a pretty alarming rate. I mean, we've got a combine already. We got 2 tractors. Well, one realistic tractor. I don't think the WD-45 is actually going to be amounting to much in the future. I guess there's really nothing I want to really pull with it. I guess I could still go around and pull that sickle bar mower that we have, but because it doesn't pull it as fast as I'd want, I know that this International pulls it, I think it's like 4 or 5 mile an hour faster. So I mean, it does save me a lot of time. Time is money, and I don't really want to be wasting it when I could be making money. I think in the future I do want to get a shed put down in the ground, or not in the ground. I think I want to put a shed and get a foundation built for it in the future, but I don't know exactly how much one's going to cost. I can always get somebody to come out and survey one and see what it's going to cost me to get one built. I'm not looking for anything fancy, just something that could get the job done, but I could go through and I could commit tax fraud or insurance fraud, my bad. Also, before I forget, I do need to go through and I do need to get some soybean seeds as well, because we are going to plan on planting this here with soybeans. I don't know if our drill or our seeder is actually able to plant soybeans without me having to till any of this up. If it does come down to me having to till it up, then I guess, I mean, we did make enough money. I could go buy a tiller. I'm not opposed to it, but I'd rather rent one because I don't want to spend all the money right now up front. When eventually in the future I could get a way better one that I could pull with the International, that'd be a little bit bigger. But if it comes down to it, I could get one. But we'll just have to see. But with that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe.